Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to NCBI's Advocacy Talks. This month in October, we're talking sport, accessible sport, and we're delighted to have with us today Sarah Maloney, Vision Sports Ireland Operations and Communications Coordinator. Sarah is going to be telling us all about the wonderful programs that VSI is running. And at the end of Sarah's presentation, you'll be able to put in your questions during that time, and we will ask her any questions you have about what she's talking about. Also, these sessions are recorded, so you can go to NCBI's YouTube channel or through NCBI's website and listen to them all over again if you like to. And we'll also post the YouTube link in the chat session today. So welcome, Sarah, and we're really excited about hearing all about the recent initiatives of Vision Sports Ireland. Over to you.
Thanks so much, Liz, and just want to say thanks so much to Liz and Lorna and all the staff in the advocacy department for having us on. We're delighted to be here and to be able to vocalise all the fantastic initiatives and programmes that are going on with Vision Sports Ireland. So I'm just going to share my screen. I have a PowerPoint presentation and I will go through everything that's on the slides, but as Liz said, if you do have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. This is being recorded, so we'll be able to put in the footnote any further information that I'll share with Liz and Lorna post the presentation as well, so people can follow up online. Is that okay? So I'm just going to share my screen. Great, so we're delighted to be here. So as Liz mentioned, my name is Sarah Maloney. I am the Operations and Communications Coordinator with Vision Sports Ireland, and I joined the team in June 2021, so just over a year ago. And on screen at the moment is just a header slide, and from the top right hand corner we have some images of some of the sports and initiatives that we have. So the top right, we have a volunteer passing a rugby ball to one of our members. The centre on the top, we have two runners out for a run with a tether. On the top right then, we have some kids playing VI blind football. And then the bottom left-hand corner, we have a tandem and a pilot out, a pilot and a stoker out for a tandem cycle. So I really hope you enjoy the presentation and feel free afterwards to get in contact if you have any questions as well. So I suppose a bit of information of who we are. So for those of you who aren't aware, Vision Sports Ireland, we are the national governing body for sport and leisure for people who are blind and vision impaired in Ireland. We facilitate all levels of fitness and fitness abilities for people of all ages, so right through the life cycle. And we would have been founded in 1988 by a group of volunteers. So predominantly it would have been run by volunteers, and then we would have had a part-time sports development officer. But then in March 2020, we merged with the NCBI family, which was such a positive stepping stone for Vision Sports Ireland. And from there, we've been able to grow to a team of 6, which is fantastic. On the right hand side, there's an image of some of our participants out in Dún Laoghaire Harbour, kayaking and canoeing, and then underneath we have some of our stewards and guides wearing high-vis vests, just assisting with volunteering on the days. So our team's on screen at the moment. So we have Aaron Malaniff, who is our Chief Executive Officer. Some of you might know Aaron as well from the NCBI. We've Podja Keeley, who is our National Sports Development Manager. Myself, Operations and Communications Coordinator. Sean Poland, who is our Training, Education and Participation Coordinator. Christina Miller, who also works with NCBI, is our Women in Sport and Research Lead. And then Zara McFadden, who is our Sports Development Intern. And then just on the right-hand side, there's just headshots of each of us in black and white. So we've been a rapidly growing team, and it's just been so positive for the development of the organisation as a whole. So we're a multi-sport national governing body, and I suppose what does that mean? And on screen at the moment I have a spider diagram, and in the middle it's the Vision Sports Ireland man, and then around it we have different logos for different national governing bodies and different sporting entities. So from 12 o'clock we'll start and we'll work our way around clockwise. I have Cycling Ireland, we have the IRFU, Tennis Ireland, Get Ireland Walking, Athletics Ireland, Swim Ireland, Triathlon Ireland, Golf Ireland and the FAI. So loads of different national governing bodies, and that's only a handful. So we would collaborate with different organisations to create adapted programmes or to be able to upskill and educate their coaches and volunteers, so people with a vision impairment can, I suppose, integrate into those, or we can make that sport accessible. So I will go through some of them in further detail in a few minutes, but that's just to give you an idea of some of the organisations that we're collaborating with to date. So what do we do then? So we aim to support all people with a vision impairment to participate and be actively involved in sport and exercise of their choice. I think that's really important. It's not a case that we want to limit the opportunities. We want people to be able to actively engage with the sport that they're most interested in, or whether it's just to be actively involved in leisure, so going out for a walk. At the moment on screen on the right hand side, there's a map of Ireland, and it's broken down on a county by county basis with the amount of people in that area living with a vision impairment or blindness. So for example, we have Dublin, which has 15,281 people, Cork 6,318, or the likes of Offaly there with 1,032. Now these numbers are from the 2016 census, so we would expect the new numbers to be in shortly. But I suppose it's just to kind of give you an idea of the breakdown and the work that we're doing, but we are an organisation that looks at it from a national perspective, and we don't look after just one area. So what can we do for you then? And on screen at the moment on the left hand side, there's 3 pictures. So from top to bottom, we have some kids participating in an athletics meet, our Mayfest event. The middle picture then is one of our coaches and one of the members participating in blind tennis. And then at the bottom left hand side, there's some of our members out on Dunleary Harbour on a sailboat. But Vision Sports Ireland, we can work with our members to provide links into the community to local sporting groups. So if you want to access maybe sport in your local area, that you can contact your local sports group and they can reach out to ourselves, and we can ensure that they have programs or initiatives set up that are accessible for people to engage with, or provide clubs, gyms, leisure facilities with advice on access and disability awareness training. And I'll go through some of the training modules that we have ongoing at the moment. But if for any reason that you want to reach out to ourselves, so perhaps someone's engaging with a personal trainer, or that they feel that the gym just isn't that accessible, that they can reach out to us and we can create those links and ensure that everything is up to speed and everyone's upskilled, so you can get involved. We link in with NGB, so as I mentioned, those different national governing bodies to make adaptations to increase accessibility of sport. So when we say adaptations, what do we mean? So either adaptations of rules, so we have vision impaired rugby, so the rules would be adapted, so it'd be kind of more like a tag concept, but then also adaptations to some of the equipment. So we might use bell balls, and in rugby that I mentioned there, we use bells in the rugby balls. Similarly with football, we'd use bell balls there too. But then, which is really important, we work with NCBI, CRW, so the community resource workers, to share information on upcoming events. But also, if you're engaging with any of your CRWs, you can ask for a referral to Vision Sports Ireland, so they can actually reach out to ourselves and mention that you have an interest in sport and activity, and they can set up a call, and we can give you a call and to chat about some of your further interests, so we can help get you on the road to being more active. So one of the examples I'm going to go through now is vision impaired blind tennis. So part of Tennis Ireland, there is the Enjoy Tennis programme. So this would range for different types of disability, but we have some vision impaired and blind specific programmes. So the game would be played indoors, and it's played with a soft bell ball. So as I mentioned there a few minutes ago about the adaptations, there would be adaptations to the rule, but also the ball. So it's a sponge ball. So it's high contrast. So we have yellow ones or we have black ones, depending on the call that we're playing in, just so that colour contrast stands out. But there's also bells in it, so it'll help for that kind of audio piece to pick up where the ball is. Our sessions are all delivered by tennis coaches, and they're open to all abilities. And we have a wide range of hubs across the country. So we're not just in one area. We have some in Dublin, Cork, Killaloe, Kildare, Wexford, Clare, we're launching a new one. So there's a wide variety, but they are open to all ages and abilities. So like, even if you want to come along just to give it a try, you're more than welcome. And I will pass on the information after. So if there is anyone on this call who is interested in giving vision impaired blind tennis a go, we're always looking for new players, or even if you wanted to volunteer just to help out. But there is, I suppose, a lot of programs around the country, and we don't just look after one catchment area. But the program is fantastic. It's kind of gone from strength to strength, especially post-COVID, and we have hundreds of players, I suppose, involved. And even, I suppose, at Mayfest there, we had an exhibition game, which is on screen at the moment. So the top right-hand corner, we have 3 of our coaches hugging each other and smiling for the camera. And then underneath we have one of the blind tennis showcase games, so there's a participant there serving the ball to his opponent. But it is fantastic, and as I said, there's those adaptations in place to make it accessible. But it's fantastic to be involved with the community. Another initiative, I suppose, is our collaboration with Motorsport Ireland, which I suppose is something that might terrify people, but it's fantastic. It's our Zero Limits Track Day event. And I suppose this would have been born out of the NCBI's strategy, so changing perceptions. And we wanted to change people's perceptions of what can and can't be achieved. And we wanted to make the dreams and aspirations of our members a reality. But it was so important that we provided a safe and unique driving experience day and made motorsport accessible for everyone to enjoy. So we hosted the first event in September 2021, and it was in part of European Week of Sport, and we had 35 blind and vision impaired participants come out to Mondello Park, and they had the opportunity in the morning to get behind the wheel of dual control cars, and then in the afternoon they became rally co-drivers. So there was kind of 2 different parts to the experience, and it was absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure if anyone on this call was there on the day, but it was a real thrill, a real adrenaline rush, and just to kind of see the smiles on people's faces. And some people were getting behind the wheel for the first time ever, some for the first time in a long time. But it was a real experience that we were able to offer our members and the service users within NCBI. And then in 2022, so we held it in July of this year, and we were able to rapidly grow the event just based on the appetite and everyone reaching out, and the feedback was so positive. So we were able to host it over 2 days, and we were able to engage 80 participants. So it's just been a fantastic event from start to finish, and it is something that we will actually host on an annual basis. So if anyone is interested, it is something that will be back in summer of 2023. So I would say if you want to sign up to our membership or even our newsletter, if you're not already on it, that you're kept up to date with some of the latest events and ongoing programs, that when tickets do go on sale, that you can be first in line, because the tickets sold out in a matter of 12 minutes last year. So it's definitely a real want there. But it is fantastic, and like I said, it's just an idea of something that came to light from one of our colleagues. Actually is Ireland's first vision impaired rally car co-driver, and I suppose just sharing her passion and love for the sport, and she wanted to be able to share that with all of our members, and we were able to make it happen. So it was fantastic. So another initiative that's ongoing at the moment, which everyone can get involved with, is our home exercise series. So I know sometimes it's not always an opportunity for people to kind of, I suppose, locally be able to access sport. So this was something we were able to kind of do with COVID, and it's really after coming to light and grown from there. But each week we have 5 classes, and people are able to engage with them online from the comfort of your own home. But it's also, I suppose, about building an online community. So sessions are audio described, and they are tailored for the needs of participants. And we have a variety of different classes each week. So we have yoga, we have movement, balance and stretch. We have hip fitness, so that's a bit more kind of up tempo. Nature mindfulness, and then we would have actually integrated as well Pilates this year, which we're trialing, and it's been absolutely fantastic. At the moment on screen on the top right hand corner, we have a photo of some of our nature mindfulness participants. So we would have actually held an in-person event at Mayfest earlier this year, and it was fantastic for those people who had been engaging in the online community to be able to come in person, meet in person for the first time, but also be able to be surrounded by nature, and it was absolutely brilliant. And then below it, we have a picture of some of the participants taking part in a HIIT fitness class. So at the moment, I think some people on screen are carrying out a squat there, and a jump squat is going on too. But I suppose it's just really beneficial for people to kind of get back involved. I think with kind of COVID, we've seen the real importance of physical activity, and not just for our bodies, but also kind of for our mental health as well. But it's a really nice kind of way to kind of get it back involved in sport and physical activity if you're kind of doing nothing at the moment, to slowly integrate and then maybe kind of get involved with one of our in-person programs. But as I said, like, people can sign up to them and you can take part in as many or as little as you like on a week-to-week basis. All the classes are free of charge, and as I said, they're all audio described, but each week we send out the link, so you can sign up to them online as well. But it's a fantastic program, and it goes on for about 6 weeks, and every time like a 6-week ends, we do try and engage new programs, so it's not always just limited to what's on screen. As I mentioned, we've introduced Pilates this time around, but if anyone has any I suppose recommendations of what they'd like to try, our ears are always open, and like I said, we're always trying to tailor the programs based on the choice of our members as well. So another piece and initiative that's going on at the moment is our research study in partnership with the NCBI and DCU, and we need your help. So we are carrying out a PhD study, and we're investigating health, physical activity and sports participation, the well-being of children and adults who are blind and vision impaired across Ireland. So it is like a national study that's going on, and we would have carried out in-person testing days, but I suppose at the moment the next part of the study that has come out, and it's an online survey, and we're asking all of our members, service users within NCBI, to complete the survey. It can take up to about 20 minutes, but anyone who does complete it will be entered into a draw with a chance to win a €100 Decathlon Ireland voucher. So if you want to be in the draw, you have to complete it by the 31st of October. And as I mentioned, I will share the link to the survey with Lorna and Liz, so they'll be able to circulate it to anyone who's on the call, but we'll also be able to put it in the footnote for anyone who might be joining on YouTube as well. But I suppose it's a really important piece of research, and it'll help direct Vision Sports Ireland and NCBI and our strategic plans going forward. So I'd really encourage anyone to take part in it, just I suppose even from an advocacy point of view, that it can really kind of shape the future for both organisations, and it'll give you a chance to speak up and be able to tell us what you need and kind of those challenges encountered. So as I said, I'd encourage, and we'd really appreciate your help there. And on screen then on the right hand side, we just have a promotional poster with share your experience and win, and in the background it's some kids playing football, and the bottom left hand corner we have the DCU logo there. But as I said, I'll share on the information, and if there is any questions, feel free to get in contact with ourselves about it. Then I suppose moving on to the piece about the training and education, and this might not necessarily be for yourselves, but I suppose if you are involved in your local area in any clubs or programs or initiatives, and any of the coaches or anyone wants to I suppose upskill, that you can actually advocate on your own behalf and point them in our direction too. So Vision Sports Ireland, we aim to encourage clubs, coaches, teachers and volunteers to provide opportunities for members to engage in regular physical activity. And in November of last year, we would have launched our Vision Sports Awareness Training, which is an online training where people can engage, and it takes about an hour's time, but we go through the different types of vision impairment considerations for coaches, audio description, it'll go through basic sighted guide techniques, and I suppose it's just to upskill as many people around the country so we can make sport and physical activity more accessible for everyone to engage with. So it is a case that you don't have to travel to the likes of Dublin or wherever other programs are going on, that you can get involved in mainstream programs as well. So if anyone is, I suppose, engaging in any form of activity at the moment, and perhaps the coach would like to learn a bit more about vision impairment, you can point them in that direction as well, and the links for those are on our website, and I know the next course is taking place online next month. We've developed a CPD, so that's like an online course with Swim Ireland as well. So if anyone is an active swimmer, and like I say, that if you have a swim coach or a teacher in your local facility that would like to upskill, we have developed a CPD with Swim Ireland, and that's available as well on our website in Swim Ireland. We launched this month a tandem pilot training course. So this is to upskill any volunteer pilots on tandem piloting. So this was done in collaboration with Cycling Ireland. And again, perhaps someone on this call as well is interested in cycling and maybe has a volunteer pilot but would like to upskill and get more training. So that's available now, and that's done over 2 days. So they do a piece online and then the practical piece then in person as well. And we are working then to launch a guide running workshop. So the aim for the Tandem Pilot training course and the guide running workshop then is to actually create a network of volunteers that can, I suppose, support us on this journey going forward and create more programs and initiatives across the country. But there's some of the ongoing training and education pieces, but we are looking to develop further ones down the line. But if there is kind of any, I suppose, ideas or kind of initiatives or anything that people think is very important, feel free to get in contact with myself or my colleague Sean Poland, who's the Training, Education and Participation Officer, to voice your opinion, because I suppose any feedback is really critical, and we want our members to be involved on this journey as much as possible. Our training courses are accredited by Sport Ireland Coaching as well. But we want, I suppose, for people to advocate and talk about the training opportunities as well, because I suppose this will help us on our journey to make sport and physical activity as accessible as possible. I suppose that's kind of really it in a kind of a nutshell, to kind of give you a glimpse of some of the activities, but there's so much kind of going on from our Mayfest event, which takes place every May and kind of gives you a come and try and a kind of a glimpse to some of the sports and physical activity opportunities. But as I mentioned earlier on, we are collaborating with a wide range of different entities, and our mission is to make all sports and physical activity accessible for everyone to engage with. So like, if there is anyone that hasn't heard about Vision Sports Ireland or is not a member or would like to get involved, my contact details are on screen at the moment. So my name is Sarah Maloney. I'm the Operations and Communications Coordinator. My mobile number is 086 102 8505. And my email address is sarah.visionsports@ncbi.ie. And I will share this information again with Lorna and Liz to share out. But feel free to get in contact, even if it is just for a conversation about how you would like to progress or start kind of your journey in getting more physically active, or if there is someone that's already signed up to our membership and our newsletter, but would like to kind of maybe give golf or something else a try, that we can help kind of get those connections in place and get you started on that journey. On screen at the moment is a variety of different pictures, so we'll start from top left to bottom. So we have a photo of some of our participants trying blind golf at Mayfest, and we'll work our way over towards the left. We have one of our members doing rock climbing. Then we have two girls running with a tether. A picture I think that was on screen previously is our three tennis coaches hugging and smiling. And then bottom left hand corner we have one of our younger members who has a hula hoop on her arm and is laughing. But there's such a wide range of different opportunities there, and as I said, we want everyone to be involved with the sport of their choice. We have recently launched a new website as well, so I'd encourage everyone to go on and have a look at our new website and kind of, if there is any feedback in terms of accessibility or anything like that, just to get in touch with ourselves. But we also have a new membership portal, so people can actually sign up. You can log in your interest areas, so the different types of sports, but also it'll register you for our communications. So if you want to hear about any upcoming programs or initiatives, like the few that I have just mentioned, but there is so much more on offer. But if there is any questions, I'll be here anyway for anyone who wants to ask. And I really appreciate you listening, and thanks again to Liz and Lorna for giving us the opportunity to talk today.
Oh, Sarah, it's Liz here. Thank you so much for an excellent presentation. Really impressed with where you described all of your PowerPoint slides. I mean, that is such a lovely thing to do, to make it so accessible for people who are listening that may have a vision impairment or be blind. What a fantastic array of opportunities for people, and the inclusiveness of all ages across the country. And I think you'll be well and truly booked out for the Zero Limits event for next year. After that, I think that sounds like a very exciting thing, but particularly so that this really puts everyday people at the center of joining activities that suit them, whether it be online or in
Definitely.
person. We do have some questions for you, if I may. Somebody's just asking there, can a vision impaired person be accompanied by a sighted friend or at events?
Of course, we open our events to all friends and family. We're very much aware that people will be engaging with friends and family members outside of some of our programs. So we like to encourage everyone to be in attendance. So whether it's just a friend to sight a guide or whether they want to get involved and spectate, everyone is more than welcome to attend.
Fantastic. And another one here, is awareness training available for schools, for example, for PE teachers?
Yeah, and it's a fantastic question, and it's actually something we're working on developing an actual PE specific resource, as we see it as a real area of challenge there for kids participating in physical education and activities. So we are developing that, but the Vision Sports Awareness training is available on our website for anyone to register and sign up. So we have had multiple PE teachers and just regular teachers as well sign up for the Vision Sports Awareness training online. So if anyone goes onto our website, if they navigate to the education and training drop down, it'll bring you to our Vision Sports Awareness training, and people can actually sign up there and then as well. So the next one will take place next month in November. But we also do run specific programs for different entities. So if people get in touch and they want to host or run a private course, we can do that too. So if that's something of interest, like if a school wants to run a specific one for that school, they can get in contact and we can offer a course at a discounted rate.
And they could ring you, Sarah, directly to discuss that in advance of registering for any.
They can. They can, of course. It gives an outline of, I suppose, what the course entails. But if anyone has any questions, they can get in contact with myself. And I can make that link as well to my colleague Sean Poland, who is the Training, Education and Participation Officer, for any alternative questions that might come on. But anyone's more than welcome to contact me directly with any queries prior to registering.
You've got it all covered, Sarah. And one other question there, the online classes will be of interest, as you mentioned, to a lot of people who for various reasons don't want to be at face-to-face classes. How do people register for those?
So just on our website, as I mentioned, we've a new website, and if you go onto our website, there's in the main tab, there's the Get Active, and if you click on Get Active, it brings you to a drop-down navigation key, and it goes through the different types of activities. But there's actually just a landing page for home exercise series. So if you click on that, there is a direct link. It's a Microsoft form as well that will bring you to, and you can select the classes that you wish to sign up. And each week, my colleague Sarah sends out a reminder email with the link to access those classes. So as I said, it takes place each week at the same time, but the calendar is on our website, so it'll give you a breakdown of what's on each day and what time it is on. And some of the classes are also recorded, so if anyone signs up and misses a class for any reason, we can send you the link so you can catch up after.
And your website address, Sarah?
So our website address is visionsports.ie. So if you just put that into your website or your search engine, it should come up with visionsports.ie. And I think there was also a question just there that came into myself directly about the newsletter and how regularly that goes out. The newsletter goes out once a month, but I suppose if there is anything else that's really important that pops up in the interim, so whether it be a new program or initiative, we will send out another mail shot. So with just that piece of information, we're very conscious that people get loads of different forms of communication from both ourselves and NCBI, which is fantastic. So we try and limit the amount that we push out. So it will be just a monthly newsletter, so we won't be bombarding you.
Thank you, Sarah. And just with regard to registration and participation, for people that aren't terribly tech savvy or don't want to use the internet a lot, is there any way around that to register for classes?
Of course, no problem at all. You can contact myself or any of our or even our landline as well. What we can do is we can actually sign people up so that they are, like Joe, registered as a member. So if anyone is, I suppose, a bit weary or hesitant to use it, now everything is, I suppose, it should be screen reader friendly. As I said, we have just launched a new website that is very accessible and has different functionalities. But if anyone is finding it difficult, just to give myself a call and we'll be able to register you then and there. And if you want to give us a call from time to time just about any different upcoming events or programs, our ears are always open, and you're most welcome to do so.
Fantastic. Just looking there. Any more? I think that you may have answered all our questions today. I think one thing I'd like to ask you personally is you mentioned some of the classes where people have actually come together and met this year. Will that be happening to any of the other ones where things that have been online for a long time because of
Definitely.
COVID? Will that be happening?
That will be the plan, and I suppose it'll probably take place at our large scale events, so like Mayfest, that everyone comes together as a community. I suppose the reason the online classes have been such a success is people can log in from the comfort of their own home, and I suppose on a national scale, so people don't have to, I suppose, get transport to access. So people can just log in wherever they are. So it's been fantastic, but we are very mindful that it's such a good opportunity to actually engage in those classes in person too. So hopefully come next year, we will have a couple of days throughout the year where those classes will be brought in person, and people can meet in person as opposed to behind the screen.
Absolutely, and it has been definitely a bonus for people online to be able to,
definitely,
in the comfort of their own homes, particularly when the weather turns bad in Ireland and you don't want to go out anyway. Look,
100%.
I think thank you again, Sarah. That was an absolutely fantastic presentation. I'm blown away by the number of opportunities there are across the board, and throughout the breadth of Ireland. I think Vision Sports Ireland has a great future, and we hope that everyone listening will look at filling out that survey for you and perhaps win that €100 Decathlon voucher.
Definitely.
So
Thanks so
much today.
Really appreciate the opportunity to present today, Liz, Lorna, and the team in the advocacy department. And I will share the information, so Liz and Lorna will circulate, but it'll also be in the footnote for anyone who's joined later. But really appreciate your time again, and if anyone wants to get in contact after, feel free to either contact me through the phone or also by email. And thanks again for listening.
Thank you, and that's our advocacy talks for October, everyone. So just remember this is a recorded session, so you can go on NCBI's YouTube and listen back to it all and get all that information again. And we'll see you all again next month. Thanks for attending.
Take care.